Tiffany, I'm from Turkey. Today I want to talk about bullying and art therapy. Over the last 3 weeks, I studied the positive effects of using therapy and art to assist teenagers in healing from the bullying experience. Here is a definition of art therapy from Art Therapy American Association in simplest terms. Art therapy is a form of expressive therapy that uses art materials such as paints, chalks, and markers. Art therapy encourages people to express and understand emotions through artistic expression and through the creative process. Here is a short video about art therapy.
Focus on how each person can contribute to their life.
So, what was that like for you?
Oh, I loved it. I love art and I love to paint. I used to paint when I was a little girl with my grandma.
Oh, you did?
And I just love that. She taught me how to paint.
I noticed the first thing you put in there was the purple to represent. Is that
My mom, yeah. She's like on the shoulder kind of area, I guess. And my mom actually, I remember when she used to rub my shoulders whenever I'd be sick as a kid.
Out of all of these things, what are you most passionate about?
Well, of course, my family. I have 7 children, and they're spread all over. There are 3 in California, and I rarely get to see them. So I'd have to say that my family is my passion.
Orange. What is orange?
Orange is ladies.
The ladies.
Yeah. I've always had interesting relationships with women over the course of my life. When I was young, I was always the class clown, and it was always difficult for me to connect with women because they wanted a serious man in their life, but I was always trying to make them laugh. So they were always this unattainable presence in my life. Like I was never able to have a girlfriend when I was a kid, so I feel like that has always been a hurdle that needs to be dealt with.
Right.
So when you look at me, you just see, wow, that man is very emotional and very passionate about a plethora of different things.
I see a clear paint representation of my personality.
First thing you put on here was your dad.
My dad has always been the one that's there.
Yeah.
My whole life. I'm a daddy's girl, for sure.
How's he there for you?
Oh my gosh, I have to be careful what I say around him. Like, if I say, oh, I broke my pencil today, I'll have like 24 packs of pencils on my doorstep the next day. Every time I'm on the phone with my dad, present day, he's like, well, just in case I'm not around tomorrow. Like, he does stuff like that.
Is that hard sometimes for you? When he's making a joke out of something so big?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's like that.
The one right in the middle is my mom. What is going on? This is so weird. Yeah, because I think just looking at this, she really is like my core. She's like the foundation upon which everything else has kind of been built upon. So she's been the example through that kind of guides me to even be able to assess where everything lies. So my mom, yeah.
So, what do we find out? Well, we saw an average increase in happiness, 8.1%, with the highest jump being 36.7%. What does this mean? Well, Picasso once said, art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. And I am starting to think that dude was onto something. When you engage yourself artistically and use your imagination, you can help regulate your blood pressure and your heart rate. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not an artist. Well, don't worry. You don't need to know a thing about art.
This is just one way to art therapy is used. Here are some of the benefits of art therapy. This therapy is very useful and helpful for people who have learning disabilities, who is suffering from behavioral or social problems at school or at home, who are suffering from brain injury, or who has experienced a tragic event. Art therapy can be beneficial according to the psychologists Safran and Safran. The victims of bullying can benefit from opportunities to express themselves in a safe, creative way. Safran and Safran recommended individual or group art therapy of bullying victims. They believe that drawing can be one way to eventually explore self-image, perceptions of bullies. But what is bullying? For the purpose of this presentation, we are going to focus on 4 types of bullying: physical, verbal, social, or cyberbullying. Hitting, pushing, slapping, or stealing, or destroying someone's stuff are examples of physical bullying. Calling names, spreading lies about someone, teasing are examples of verbal bullying. Social bullying is leaving someone out on purpose, telling other children not to be friends with someone. Cyberbullying is bullying someone on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, or any social media, and is becoming increasingly common amongst teenagers. But which bully type is seen the most? I talked with Ms. Kavanagh, which is social worker in Bennett Academy. She said that cyberbullying was seen the most because of the use of internet is increased these days. She also said that children don't think before they send or say something. They also make up a cyber name so no one knows who they are. But main question is why the most teenagers are bullied. What makes them different from the bully? They are bullied because they are transgender, they are bisexual or lesbian. They are shy. They have learning disabilities. They are more popular people bully less popular, and bullies target teens who won't put up a fight. How bullied teenagers are feeling. They feel helpless and alone. They are afraid and unsafe. They are blaming themselves for the bullying. They are stressed and depressed. They don't enjoy the things they used to enjoy, and they drop out of activity groups. They feel trapped, helpless, and no one will understand them. But how would you feel if these things were happening to you? These are the countries who has the most teenagers that are bullied. I want to make a change. Psychologists Safran and Safran thought that the victims of bullying can benefit from opportunities to express themselves in a safe, creative way, and they made art therapy classes for these kids. As you can see, art therapy helps bullied kids so much, so we should use this method more. I want to make the bullied teenagers happier and make them feel safer with art therapies. I want to make after-school art classes for these kids. There will be teachers and therapists that will talk with these kids and try to help them. Bullied kids will draw what they are feeling. After the therapy, these kids will feel more happy and safer. I will start this project in my school. I will talk with my principal about this problem and do my best to start the classes. I will also put posters around my school for people to see. I hope this project can spread around the world and be an awareness. Here are my sources. Thank you for listening.